Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Daily Thread. Today is a beautiful Tuesday, January 10th, 2023. Myself and my father coming at you from Cedarhurst and from Boynton Beach,
Florida. And it's a beautiful day here. And it's sunny. I don't know what's going on in New York, but usually when I'm there in the studio with you, I'm looking out the window, and I can see all the.
It's pretty gloomy.
Really, still.
It's pretty gloomy.
The skies are still all gray.
Yeah, we have not seen. We have not seen the sun.
Really?
In a while.
I guess because most of the sun is down here.
You're showboating.
No, that's not it. Not showboating. The thing is, when I'm sitting in your office, which is on the third floor, in the Cedarhurst Center, I could see all the air conditioning. See all the air conditioning ducts on top of all the stores on Central Avenue. So I know.
Yeah, they're doing well.
I know whose air conditioning is working and who's going to have a problem this spring with their air conditioning. I could see because I see it every single day, so I could tell pretty much which system is about to go on the fritz. Anyway,
it's good to know.
Anyway,
so let's get to our obviously the time we spend here is valuable.
Yes.
As our listenership is growing, we're giving people the news in a meaningful way with a Torah lens and making sure that they know what they need to know, and without compromising any pride or dignity along the way, and not seeing things or hearing things they don't need to hear. So our first story for today is via Yeshiva World. The headline reads, "Hero. Orthodox Jewish NYPD officer saves a man who was slumped over on the subway tracks."
Really?
An Orthodox Jewish New York police officer received a report of a disoriented man who had fallen onto the subway tracks in the Brooklyn station.
Okay.
He wasted no time in engaging in outright heroics. His name is Meir Green.
Okay.
He's from Borough Park.
Okay.
And he was seen on body footage dashing through the train station, rushing to reach the man before a speeding train did. As Meir got to the scene, the man can be seen slumped over on the tracks, unconscious. The devoted NYPD officer then enlists the help of a bystander, and together they pulled the man off the tracks into safety. The man was lucky that a brave New York NYPD officer was there. Barely 30 seconds later, a train came barreling into the station. The commanding officer of community affairs, Richie Taylor, who's now a good friend of mine, spent a lot of time with him the other day.
Oh, yeah?
He told Yeshiva World, "I've known Meir Green for almost 20 years, and I've seen him grow as a police officer. I'm not surprised to see his quick thinking and swift action in saving this person's life. Police officer Green truly represents what it means to be one of New York's finest." So that's a good news story out of New York. Not good that the guy passed out on the train tracks. It's not a ideal place to pass out at all. But it's a good thing that Officer Meir Green, sprung into action and saved this man's life.
So it reminds me of two things. You can hear me? It reminds me of two things. First of all, some people are going to say, what does that have to do with the fact that he's Orthodox? He's a police officer. He's doing his job. But the fact of the matter is, It speaks to the fact that it's nice. It's a great thing that there's all types of ethnic groups, all types of religious groups that are part of the New York City Police Department. And I think it's a great thing that there's a representation. I'm sure it's not big numbers, but it's a nice thing that there's.
Oh, for sure.
It's a nice thing that there's, Orthodox Frum representation in the police department. Now, was he wearing a yarmulke in the pictures that you saw? Because I didn't see the pictures. Or was he wearing his hat?
I imagine he's wearing his hat.
Was he wearing a police hat, or was he wearing a black hat? I'm just wondering how frum he is. That's all.
Let me see 1 second.
You're looking at the picture.
No, here's the thing though. You can't see. It's his body cam footage. So you can't see him. You see what he sees.
We don't know if he's wearing. We don't know if he's wearing a police blue hat or a black hat. Right?
We don't. I'm sorry.
Okay.
We could ask him though if we get him on the show. Okay, we'll have to wait for that.
You know what yeshiva he went to? We know anything else about him?
He's from Borough Park, so I don't want to stereotype, but I kind of think he's part of the Hasidic community.
Oh, 1 second.
I lost your video.
I know, and he's yeah, I'm okay. I don't have that much.
Okay, 1 second. Let's get a picture of him. Let's get a picture of him. Okay.
Okay, you have a picture of him?
I got a picture of Meir. I got a picture of Meir Green. Don't worry, everybody.
So put it up on the screen. You know, I mean.
So should I put them up on the screen right now?
Listen, it's not exactly. You want to put up so I can see it now, or put it up there when you post up the program later.
Okay, I'll put it up. Yeah, I'll put it up.
You know, the fact of the matter is, not too many Jewish mothers tell their sons, "I want you to grow up and be a New York City police officer." You know, I don't know if any of them. I don't know if anybody says that. I could be there more often than not. They say, "Listen, I don't care what you grow up to be. Just don't be a New York City police officer."
And another story, or my second story for today, is not as good, I'd say. This is via JNS. The Neturai Karta delegation meets with the PLJ in terrorists in Jenin.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Gunmen attempted to harm members of the anti-Zionist group, but the attack was thwarted, according to Israeli media. A delegation of the radical anti-Zionist Haredi group Neturai Karta faction visited the city of Jenin in Samaria on Monday, where they met with a member of the Palestinian Islamic Jihad terrorist group, according to Israel News Network.
Okay.
I don't have to really go much further before I stop and say, you know what, like, I don't agree with what Neturai Karta does. I think it's terrible. I think it's Chil Hashem. But you're meeting with a terrorist. By every standard, a terrorist is a terrorist.
Yeah.
So in Neturai Karta, if you wanna buddy up with the Palestinians, you know, who are seeking equality in the Middle East, okay, that's one thing. I don't agree with you, but it's one thing. But meeting with Palestinian Islamic Jihad terrorists,
all right, so
that's terrible.
I saw the video of the meeting.
So the delegates from Neturai Karta waved the Palestinian flag as they walked through the city. Local Palestinians labeled them settlers and called on local gunmen to kidnap them. According to a report on Monday by Mako, a number of gunmen indeed attempted to harm the Jewish visitors, but the attempts were thwarted, according to the report. Who thwarted it? Like,
well, you don't want them being attacked, do you?
I mean, like, it would be so, like, you're gonna kidnap them. Don't worry, like, you don't have to kidnap them. They'll walk right into where you need them to walk into.
You know,
and here it says in the JNS article that in 2020, members of Neturai Karta attended the funeral of late Iranian Quds officer Qasem Soleimani in Iran, following his assassination by the United States and Iraq. So again, I don't know where these members of Neturai Karta live. To be honest, I don't know if they live in Israel. I don't know if they live in America. I feel like if they live in New York, they should kind of maybe be deported. Like,
listen, for the Jewish community, it's problematic. Without denigrating them or just just willy-nilly criticizing them, which of course they obviously deserve. It's not right, and the leadership should crack down on them. And if they're sitting in the living room of a Palestinian terrorist leader, and the I don't know which organization is holding the bodies of 2 Israeli soldiers that were killed in the Gaza operation in 2014, which is 9 years ago, and their families want nothing more than to have whatever's left of their bodies back so they can give them a Jewish funeral. How about you sitting there drinking whatever they were drinking, tea, or I don't know what they were drinking, soda or seltzer? Probably seltzer. But how about talking about something a little... Maybe
Spritzley.
How about talking about something that has a little bit of a meaning to it? And, if you have good faith and you want to be friends with them, you have 2 families that want the bodies of their children back so they can bury them in Eretz Yisrael. How about discussing that?
Yeah.
Instead of
well, they don't believe in, I guess they don't, I mean, I think that if you're meeting with a terrorist and you're like trying to appease them, you don't exactly have that moral compass to be asking for those types of things, probably, no?
Probably not. They're probably not thinking straight. They're probably scared as all heck, from what I could see.
Or they'd be scared. They walk themselves into it. This is something that, listen, but to be honest, I do want to say that when these things are broadcasted on the news channels, like Neturai Karta is so tiny. We're talking about like 50 members of the entire Neturai Karta, 100 members of the entire Neturai Karta that comes from like 1 or 2 families. It's so tiny. And unfortunately that they get on TV and they look a certain way and they represent, unfortunately they represent.
It's like I described it in the past. It's a proverbial man bites dog story. So it gets an inordinate amount of attention from a lot of the Jewish media because it's a freak show. That's what it is. And let's not talk about it anymore.
Yeah. Goodbye, Neturai Karta. This is an interesting story from our Chabad friends at COL Live. A man was arrested after pulling a knife in 770. A man pulled a knife after being caught stealing a coat of a yeshiva bacher at 770 on Eastern Parkway. A frightened bacher ran outside and called the police. A coat that went missing around 7:20 a.m. on Tuesday was seen on the perpetrator at around 10 a.m.
Yeah.
The owner of the coat and his friends asked the man to return the coat and began following him to the door of the shul when the thief pulled out a knife on them and began to threaten them. Nearby Bachram heard the commotion and ran to get the assistance of NYPD officers who were outside the shul. They placed the perp under arrest. Listen, crazy things like this happen in Crown Heights sometimes, you know? It's kind of
listen, you know, it's not a great place to, considering the permanent police presence outside of 770, it's not a great place.
No.
It's not a great place to pull a knife on somebody, unless you're thinking about cutting up some fruit. You know, you may want to cut up an apple or maybe a pear or something and have a little snack. Other than that, you really shouldn't be walking around with the knife. And if you...
Yeah, well... It's just a coat. Like, why are you gonna pull a knife for a coat? The amount of time and money you're gonna have to spend with court and jail right now. You could have bought a really nice moose knuckle coat, probably.
Hey, Naki, that guy, whoever he is home by now. I can tell you that.
Oh, you think so?
I don't think.
You think Eric Adams gave him a ride home himself?
I don't think it classifies as a major crime. Okay. Maybe the guy's in Bellevue.
It's attempted assault with a deadly weapon.
Maybe he's in Bellevue for a psychiatric evaluation, but that's the best you could do. That's the best you could do with that.
Okay. And another story here. First of all, again, my friends in 770, you know, keep your coats on. You know, like I don't know what to tell you. Just stay safe. This story is very interesting.
Yeah, I'm listening.
This story is very interesting, and it's like strange, and it's via our friends at JTA. The headline reads: A German zoo gets $26 million from a widow of an animal-loving Holocaust survivor.
Yeah.
$26 million.
Yeah.
The zoo in Cologne, Germany.
Right.
Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Cologne?
Yes.
I got that right. The zoo in Cologne, Germany has gotten its first check from the $26 million gift promised by the widow of a Holocaust survivor who credited the city's residents for saving him during the war. Elizabeth Reichert willed the funds to the Cologne Zoological Garden in 2017 in honor of her husband, Arnulf, who died in 1998. Both Reicherts were born in Cologne and met during World War II, when Elizabeth was part of the local anti-Nazi resistance network, and Arnulf, a German Jew, was hiding in the network's help. They only survived the war in Germany thanks to the help of our courageous people from Cologne, who offered hiding places to the Jew Arnulf Reichert, the zoo said in a statement in Germany this week. Though they moved to Israel and after 5 years, America after the war, Arnulf and Elizabeth maintained the affection for the city for the rest of their lives. Arnulf wanted to give the money somewhere it would do good. Elizabeth said in 2017 when she announced the planned gift, "When you think about leaving money, memories play a major role."
Yeah.
I'm still trying to get to the point where he decided to give it to the zoo. I mean, Reichert died in February of 2021 at the age of 96, and it was not until recently that her estate was settled and funds could be dispersed. The zoo reported that it had received the first payment from the trust of more than $700,000, and it said it expected annual disbursements to top $1 million in the future. This was an unusual gift in Germany. And the zoo said it's planning to name its South American section after Arnold Reichert. That is like...
I know people are thinking that, Yeshiva could have done a lot with that money, you know?
You think?
Listen,
$26 million?
Many years ago, I was in a very significant philanthropist's house in Manhattan. Him and his wife had no children, but they had a dog. And every room we went into, there was pictures of the dog on the wall. You know, like you have pictures of your daughter, or you have pictures of people have pictures of their children on the piano, on the wall, on a windowsill, on the table. These people had pictures of their dog everywhere. So, you know, being an animal lover, if you don't love animals and you don't have that kind of orientation, which I don't think you do, I don't think you're a big dog lover or animal lover. But if you have that kind of disposition, then you are, you know, you may do something like that. It's important to you.
But I don't see anywhere in the story that he was an animal lover.
Well, apparently,
I guess he did. I guess, like, why wouldn't they give that to
what, to yeshiva?
Maybe the local yeshiva or a local synagogue in Germany. Like, I know there's a Chabad in Germany.
I don't know.
Like,
Does it indicate anywhere?
I'm not going to criticize. I'm not going to criticize where they give their money, but like maybe give half, maybe give 13 million.
Does it indicate anywhere that they were religious people? Maybe that's not a priority by them. Maybe they weren't shul goers. Maybe they weren't yeshiva people. I don't know. Probably not. Chances are they weren't. So this is the result, and at least they did something constructive, with it. Because the animals need a nice place to live too. After all,
I know, but is that even an honor to have part of a zoo named after you? I feel like that's like more degrading than an honor. Like this is the Naki Gordon elephant cage. Like that's not.
I'll tell you.
I wouldn't want that.
So I have a friend who lives in Eretz Yisrael today.
But just in case. I mean, Baruch Hashem, I should live.
Yeah. You should name a zoo, a monkey cage after a monkey. Cage after you. But listen, the Naki Gordon gorilla habitat. No,
funny.
I have a friend that he's retired today. He lives in Eretz Yisrael. And he was a fundraiser, a significant fundraiser. And when they were building the Meir Yeshiva in Brooklyn, he told me Esther Shaila at the time, he said that they had enough money to build everything. And he asked the Shaila, I forgot who he asked. I think he asked Rebbe Yoshev, but I'm mistaken. He asked him, are you allowed, if you need money to build a bathroom, are you allowed to say that you need the money to build an Aron Kodesh? And the psak was that, yes, if you need money for bathrooms, you could say you're building an Aron Kodesh. Because you can't have a functioning base medrash and a successful yeshiva without bathrooms.
Yeah, you can't daven in a shul if you have to go to the bathroom. So you need the bathroom.
All right, so that's what you reminded me of. Now, why these people would give so much money to a zoo? Well, I guess you have to know more about their lives, and who they are and what their priorities were. That's all.
Okay, so it's so funny that I'm reading this story right when your iPad died or passed away, is what I like to say.
Yes, sir.
Because this story might be for you, Abba. This might be for you.
What are you talking about?
Elderly consumers are taking a bite out of Apple's education service. The photo of what appears to be in-store iPhone tutorial for seniors went viral on Saturday after a comedian shared it to Twitter. You have a picture of elderly people standing around a Genius bar in the Apple store, and they're getting tutorials on how to use iPhone, Apple's products.
Okay.
So they're literally giving a class.
Yeah. Okay.
Giving a class on how to use the iPhone. So maybe, is that something you want to attend?
Well, listen, I have an iPhone for a long time, and here it is. And I maintain that I don't know what 90% of the phone does. I have no idea,
So this class might be for you then.
And I also have a Hyundai Genesis, and I don't know how to work that car either. I'll tell you the truth.
That's a flex.
Oh, it's a what?
Yeah, but usually, yeah. I mean, so should I sign you up for some of these classes?
I'll get back in touch with you when I'm ready. Okay.
You sure? I mean, maybe you can get credits even.
Well, you have a lot.
You
have a lot of time. Why don't you take the class, and then you can tell me what you learned.
I mean, that defeats I think you could take the class outright.
Are we mentioning that tomorrow's your birthday, by the way? I mean,
I guess you just mentioned it. It's my English birthday. It's
your English birthday, January 11th. Listen, I remember the day.
Remember that day?
The day you were born. Sure. I think I went with Nissan and one of his friends to a New York Knicks game that night. Right?
Oh, the night I was born. That's nice. You didn't take me?
Well, you were born the next day. You were born the next morning. I was against the Indiana Pacers. Yes, Nissan. I think it was against the Indiana Pacers.
Nissan was 3 years old.
So maybe I took your older brothers. You know what? Maybe somebody else took them. Maybe I didn't go all together. No, I'm sure I didn't go. I'm sure I didn't go.
I think you went. Anyway, I'm pretty sure I heard that you.
Anyway. Tomorrow.
Did the Knicks win?
I really don't know. Look up January 11th, 1995, and tell me if the Knicks won or not. Okay.
One second. I'm gonna look that up right now. 1995. Maybe you were even seen in the crowd.
I think the Pacers. I think the Pacers won.
Okay, so here's the Pacers versus Knicks, January 11, 1995.
Okay,
and the Knicks won. The Knicks won 117 to 105.
Oh, pretty. No, that's a nice score for the Knicks. I mean,
John Starks had 31 points.
Oh, listen, that's not unusual. He was a great ball player.
Reggie Miller had 28 points.
Yeah, he was also great.
And then
only against the Knicks he was great.
And then I was born.
That's right. And then you were born, and about about a week later was your bris. So the rest is history. And then Meaningful Minutes started. And
you named me Menachem Mendel.
Right.
And I'm the youngest in the family.
Right.
Did you know that? If you're having a boy, you're gonna name your son after the Lubavitcher Rebbe? Was that something that you had in mind?
Yeah, I think we had that in mind. I think. I think we kind of knew we were having a boy, so it didn't come as a shock. I believe in the right to know.
Okay, so it must have been very exciting to name a kid after the Rebbe.
Yes, it was.
And it was just a year after the Rebbe passed away.
That's right. So it was very, very meaningful and a very beautiful thing, and Baruch Hashem. And the rest is history.
Yeah. Okay, so that's our episode for today. Maybe we'll have like a birthday. Maybe we'll get some chocolate pudding.
How about
maybe we'll have like a chocolate?
How about the birthday? How about somebody sending a real birthday cake?
To me, it's fine. I don't need cake. It's really fine.
No, you don't have to eat the cake. You have to just get the birthday cake. You don't have to eat it.
Okay. I'll distribute it.
So that means one cake. Eat one cake for your office and one cake down here. In Florida. Okay. Now let's see. People get busy trying to figure out how to send it to us.
Yeah, I don't think I want to get out your address.
No.
You might have the paparazzi. You might have the paparazzi there.
No, there's no paparazzi here. It's very beautiful down here. It's a beautiful day, beautiful blue skies. It's already about 73 degrees, and it's gonna get warmer. And Baruch Hashem, the shuls down here are great. I was in the Chabad at Boynton Beach this morning. What a crowd! What a big place!
Amazing.
What a big, beautiful place. What a crowd.
Listen, enjoy it. Enjoy every second. And we'll see you tomorrow in tomorrow's episode of Daily Thread. That is today's episode, January 10th. January 10th, right. 2023. And make sure to subscribe to the WhatsApp status of the Daily Thread. And make sure to hit the subscribe button on this podcast. And we will be at you with some more content tomorrow.
Have a great day, everybody.